What's up, man? It's your boy D Boogie checking in, man. Hope all is well, man. I don't know if this time is now 2020 recap documentary is anticipated for you, but when I tell you that I'm more than ready to see this whole thing roll out and just continue to elevate through this process and go only up, you feel me? Um, yeah, man, I'm just real excited, We actually chose not to drop the full version now and kind of break it down in pieces because we really want you to catch the message behind it, just through my process of going to college, leaving Raleigh, and coming back to Raleigh, after that 5.5 year span that it took me to graduate, a lot of things happen, good, bad, and I appreciate it all. Nipsey said the best teacher in life is experience. So when you're watching this, I really want you to not even look at it as if it's me. I want you to put yourself into perspective and think about a time to where you might have been doing different things, networking, collaborating, building, or just, doing whatever you was doing and really evaluate and see, you know, what value can you take from that? Because for me personally, I lost myself at a certain time, but didn't even really know I lost myself. And when I say that, I mean more so like not really knowing the king that I am. You feel me? In the Lord's eyes, you feel me? I'm a spiritual guy, and because I am his, it's like I'm around people and I can be in the mix, but I'm really just existing. Like this is only like 50% or a half version of me that I'm out here displaying. And just to some it was good, to some it was great, some it was average, probably got different opinions, but one thing and main thing that I wanted to take from that experience was to just know that the time is now. I originally was just going to call it the 2020 recap documentary, recap last year. The pandemic was crazy, just to kind of get some inspiration. But throughout that process of creating it, I'm just like looking back and realizing like, yo, like the main thing that kept coming to my mind was the time is now. So like, I ain't gonna continue talking too much more. I hope y'all really enjoy this first segment and kind of understand and see where I'm going with it. That you can start yours, tap in on D-Boogie TV to get you right. Really just create that memory. That's what this life is all about, creating a legacy, leaving that mark for the next generation to follow. And, if you're not doing that now, I really suggest you start doing it. And yeah, hope y'all enjoy it. Check it out. And just let me know y'all feedback. Even if you just view, that's feedback within itself because you tapped in. But without further ado, D Boogie TV, time is now, 2020 recap documentary. Let's get it. Man, I remember when I went back to Raleigh in 2020, and let's just say things went way different than I expected. Had been doing my thing up in Greensboro, making a name for myself, building, networking, and boom, all of a sudden I have to shift back to Raleigh. So, that was the little clip, some of the ideas on the gram, maybe a few inserts. But the ones that know, really know, like, that's what I touched on earlier in the beginning. Like, a lot of these clips and these visuals that I'm rerunning back and just watching, I'm like, I was doing pretty good for myself. Like, a lot of times, I feel like we can tend to focus just on the negatives and just try to see how we can always get better and improve something we did, which is not a bad mindset. But at the same time, you gotta look at the pros too and see like, what am I doing right? Pat yourself on the back and really receive it. That was one of my hardest things that I had to realize that over the past few years, I really had a hard time on receiving. And I've always had this chip on my shoulder to just really get it out the mud. And I still got that chip, but now I'm not just only looking at it for like, man, how can I get better? Like, I'm trash, I'm doing that. I'm not only having that mindset, but I'm also at the same time keeping a nice balance and be like, nah, D, you made it this far with the circumstances that you was given. So keep going, keep taking that same drive, that mindset to keep pushing and go only up. So that's that right there. And for real, it's really just, y'all can't sleep on the kid too much longer. Like, come on, man. But like, sorry, nah, that ain't what I'm here to do, just want to bring a little humor to the film, you feel me? I don't want it to be so serious and just so uptight, you know, because this is my first of many. And I hope this has inspired you to go ahead and get your story started now too. And I want my future kids to see this one day. I want my family, my grandma, those that I don't get to see every day because I'm living this entrepreneur life, you know, trying to build and make a better situation for my family. I want them to be able to see and be like, good job, son. Good job, grandson. Good job, cuz. Good job, nephew. You know, whatever it may be. So, but yeah, y'all heard me talking now. Let's get back to the film. Which ended up turning out not to be a bad thing, but in a moment when you have a stride going and then something comes up or an obstacle, you know, a lot of us can relate to that in a way. You know, that was really a humbling situation, man. Even what I was doing from Greensboro, trying to bring that to Raleigh, it was way different because I'm at an HBCU, the #1 HBCU at that. So I'm around creatives every day. You know, a lot of events is going on, parties, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, it's always something to do, to be honest. So coming back to Raleigh, it was kind of bittersweet because when I left back in August 2014, some years ago, you know, a lot of things wasn't going on that started to happen, you know, that I realized once I got back. But boom, then you got COVID, you know, the pandemic hit. And at first, it just seemed like the end of the world, to be honest. Alright, not necessarily the end of the world. You know, I might exaggerate it a little bit. But for real, at the same time, it really did. Like, we ain't seen nothing like this happen before. So for things to get stopped in those tracks, and then it's just like, uh-oh, world shut down? Like, what? Like, the news put so much fear. It's like, I ain't really know what to think, to be honest, at first. Especially at the post-graduation. Like, everybody can kind of relate. Like, those that really have graduated, and especially the ones that might not have had a great plan set in stone, that adjustment and transition when you got back to wherever you went, whether it was home, a new place, a new environment, new job, it took some adjusting, and it's a whole shift that you really have to go through and really build yourself out of this, not to say whole, but you have to really transform yourself because you were on this platform at whatever school you went to for so long, and it's like, okay, boom. Some people really did great. Like, I commend a lot of some of my peers and associates back then because they really handled it well. I seen some come in at the same time as I did, you know, leave before me and really do good for themselves. I'm proud of y'all. Keep doing y'all thing. But post-grad depression, whatever you want to call it, it's a real thing. You know, don't be scared or don't be ashamed if you've experienced it or if you're going through that right now. But trust me, I promise you it's light at the end of that tunnel. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in real quick again. We actually about to close out this first one because, again, like, I want y'all to really understand and break down the purpose of why I did this. Again, I really did it for me, but this is me sharing my testimony and a way for y'all to see and understand my mindset for those that may not know me and that's not close to me and kind of really understand what's going on up here, you know. But much love, you know, hope y'all, you know, enjoy what y'all have seen so far. We got much more on the way. You know, this is part 1. You dig? And signing out. But now you can look back and just really see how it really was a blessing in disguise. So that's gonna lead me into my next segment, which is the Black Flea Market.